this era, our cities have become giants of steel and concrete, organized by computers and electronic technology. It makes us feel safe to think that man has control of his environment, that science and logic have explained everything. And yet, there are many phenomena that reach beyond our knowledge and reason. But we don't accept them, and so we deny they exist. Mankind clings to ideas of happiness and order, pursuing temporary desires and pleasures, not wanting to experience or understand the fearful dimensions of darkness that run parallel to the world we think we know.
have some uncontrollable wetness from drLETTUCE showing an incisor halfway up her vagina while at the same time biting down on her clitoris. He put the sharp part of his other incisor next to her neck and said in a voice 1,000 times more creepy than Pinhead that if she moved she would be headless. And then he flipped her around on her stomach, grabbed her by her pelvis and started munching away at that orifice and started looking like bloody lettuce. Malice watched in horror and started getting the paleness. We had to ungag her, otherwise she would have choked on her own vomit. We told her not to scream and we would get that action from the garage and make her limbless. Then without prejudice, the twisted praying mantis got sick like gingivitis, tonsillitis, laryngitis, meningitis, bronchitis, tuberculosis, and mononucleosis. Whipped down his pants, slammed his dick in that stewardess so hard that if you were a witness, the moment would be forever branded in your head, even if you suffered from the worst case of forgetfulness. And even trying to describe what you saw to mentally retarded rampage killers would still be an act of inappropriateness. I swear to shit, that praying mantis was ramming her with the wretchedness. Fearless, thankless, endless, aimless, shameless, brainless, baseless, ceaseless, tactless, guiltless, tasteless, ruthless, loveless, wretchedness, sordidness, ruggedness, dreadfulness, rottenness, clearless, thankless, aimless, ruthless, remorselessness, meaninglessness, relentlessness, limitless. Just when she was about to hit the point of semi-consciousness, drLETTUCE started to blow his load, and in a moment of lightheadedness, absent-mindedness, and unexpectedness, and carelessness, and half gorilla, half praying mantis, spermatozoa explosiveness, he got too excited, wrapped his incisors around her waist, squeezed and sliced her right in half. Everything went matrixed out, slow motion, pupils dilated as her upper half hit the mattress. It was still alive and breathing as an upwardly squirting blast of blood reminiscent of that nightmare on Elm Street that I think had Johnny Depp in it, painted the entire room red. The whole overall cold-bloodedness and weirdness made even me wordless and speechless.
He's regenerating.
Now let me take this panic attack and turn it into cockiness. I can freestyle to the point it feels like weightlessness. I bring a whole new meaning to tastelessness, inappropriateness, childishness, selfishness, foolishness, unscrupulousness, relentlessness, purposelessness, and offensiveness. I am officially named after a new form of hallucinosis. I will never have an equal or a nemesis. Just a drop of my saliva will cause an MC paralysis. The closest thing they can figure out what happened to me in that cell was photokinesis. Last night I had your girlfriend in a harness. I will bite off your epidermis and fuck Doctor Who's bitch in the TARDIS. I will leave you drawn and quartered, smashed and mangled, disemboweled and strangled, lobotomized, castrated, decapitated, tangled and tangled. No one on earth has ever been this sick or retarded.
This will be the last time he does that.